Lights, camera, action. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Level Up Show. This is our fourth episode. We are back with another one. I just want to say, well, we just want to say, honestly, thank you for everybody that's been tuning in to our show so far. We appreciate all the love, all the comments, all the interaction. Today's a little different. We're going to have a one on one conversation. Since we've started this show, we don't feel like you guys really get to know us as much. We've brought on some amazing guests, right? Um, but we've never really dug in to let you guys know who we are and what we're doing here as far as the level up and what vision we may have and things of that nature. So this episode is more tailored to towards letting you guys know who we are, letting you guys get in a little bit on the inside and understand the individuals behind this show. Um, this is your host, Mikel Cabetta,
I am your host, Nkosi King.
and thank you for joining the Level Up. What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Good, man. That was a beautiful introduction, man.
I'm trying to make intros like you, bro.
Yeah, man. I'm
Cause
trying to get smooth with it like you,
nah, you
man. That's
sounded
it,
like
man.
a-
I got it from you, man. You know,
Hey, this man can't take no compliments. Oh, damn, man. Just dropped our song. Put this back where it was.
Yeah.
Organic,
Where it needs to
organic.
be.
We
Yeah.
shooting organic, brother.
Yeah.
But but anyways, man, like we said, we just want to let the people know a little bit about who we are, what we're doing. So we're gonna ask some questions to each other. And you want to start off, or you want me to start off?
I'll start off, man. How you feeling about this level up with me, man? Because, clearly we've been leveling up for the past 2, 3 years now. We've been leveling up together, man. It's
Right.
been a beautiful journey, man. So how do you feel about the level up?
Man, well, let's tell them a little bit about the story, right? The story is, me and Kosi, we go about 3 years back at this point, about 3 years exactly. I would say two and a half, three, right? Right.
2.5.
And when I first met this brother, we were in the same hiring class, working at this brokerage firm. We had just started working at the job. It was our first day getting hired, and I remember walking in and everybody saying hi to each other in the room. I look around, I look at this man. I said, "Man, who this guy trying to look like me, bro?" He had a big beard at the time, just like me. We both had beards. I looked down, I said, "Who this man trying to look like me? Looking like my cousin or
I'm
something?"
talking about sizing my ass up, boy.
Right. At the suit on, I had a pink tie on.
I think I had on the blue suit, man. I don't know, but I was dripping that day.
You-
You was dripping
was-
too, though.
Nah, you was dripping. That's another the reason why I was looking at you. I was like, "Man, this boy looking fresh over here." Okay, I see what's going on. And then I sat right behind you in the hiring class. I was right behind you. And at some point, we was like, "Yo, what's your name? What's your name?" Like kind of introduced each other. And that was it from there, man. We just been kicking it since. To be honest, like we started getting to know each other, kicking it more often, linking up. Of course, in the beginning stages, just like all friends, we just going out, chilling in the city, going places, showing him around, the spots in Atlanta because he's from Mississippi. Um, just taking him out, to be honest, clubs, bars, and stuff like that. And at some point, of course, that got kind of tiring for us. And
Boy, were we hanging out with the Ethiopians a lot,
Oh,
man.
yes.
He took me to every Ethiopian spot in Atlanta. We was having a good time, though, bro. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world.
Hey, Coach started doing his custards. You know what I mean? He gets in the crowd, started having fun. Before I knew it, he's starting to date Ethiopian girls. I said, "Hold up, brother." I see what you're
Oh,
doing.
man.
I see what you're doing. But no, man. Honestly, it's been a wonderful 3 years, 2.5, 3 years. It doesn't even feel like it, to be honest. Um, it's just been a great friendship, great partnership. We've had fun, we've had serious times, but more importantly, man, like I love that we're both on the same level of mindset. And mind you, Kosi is younger than me, so
25, by the way.
25. So I'm low key his uncle.
Granddaddy.
I ain't no granddad, but I'm definitely unc. But Kosi is younger than me, and for him to have the kind of mindset he has, a good head on his shoulders, and that's one thing I really liked about him from the jump. And of course, I was in a different season of my life. I was still honestly, distracted a bit, and to find someone that was younger than me that was giving me the accountability and kind of just letting me know like, yo, you big bro, like I expect you to kind of give me advice, and things of that nature. Allowed me to mature a lot faster as well in the season that I was in. To be honest, a lot was going on at the time, so personally, I was just mentally maybe a little bit in the fog, even though I was still hustling, grinding. I always had a positive attitude, positive mindset, but
Absolutely.
still distracted a little bit. It's Atlanta, and so some of the things that changed since I met Kosi, I would say, it's just I've been more focused. I've been able to focus more on leveling up, focusing more on business and not pleasure. And so if you ask me, man, how's this leveling up friendship has been since I met you? It's been a blessing, my brother. It's been a blessing. You came into my life for a reason. I came into yours for a reason, and that's why we've been able to partner up and do this show for you guys. And it's gotten to this point now where we've become business partners. We're passing the level of like friendship. We were acquaintances at first, then we became brothers, then we became really good friends. Now we best friends, and now we business partners. So that was a long-winded answer, but I'm a long-winded man.
For sure, man. It was definitely a beautiful thing that we met, because it was like, man, who would have ever thought that a man from Mississippi and a guy from Ethiopia would be collabing with each other and
Right,
become brothers.
right.
And like I tell you all the time, man, you from the motherland.
That's true.
You the closest connection that I have to my true identity.
Mm.
So I think about what my oldest brother said. Tehran, shout out to Tehran too, man, a found king. You know,
Found King.
but when he first saw you, man, he was like, man, wherever part of the world he from, that's where we from.
Yeah, that
And I
was funny.
said, man, he not wrong. You know what
Right,
I'm saying? We look just alike.
right.
But no, man, it's been beautiful, man, and I'm looking forward to see where it takes us. It's gonna take us far, because we speaking that into the universe, so
Right.
we already know what we put out into the universe. That's what we get back into return.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? So we gonna win regardless, and that's what this leveling up show is about.
Most definitely.
And we want you guys to level up with us as well.
Of course. Of course. Well, I got a question for you too, man.
Yeah, go
We're
ahead,
gonna
man.
go
Let
back
me.
and forth with these
Yeah, for
questions.
sure.
So, Kosi, I want you to tell our audience a bit about who you are, where you're from, and what defines. Give me 3 words that defines Nkosi.
3 words, man. First off, I'm probably from one of the smallest towns in Mississippi, man.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's a small town, but we have a big heart. The
Right.
town is called Coldwater, Mississippi. It's the only place in the world where you can take a hot shower and still be in cold water.
Mm. Mm.
You feel where I'm coming from?
Right. Yeah. Most
For sure.
definitely.
So,
That's a good saying.
yeah, man, I come from a pretty large family, man. I'm the youngest of 7.
Mm.
So that says a lot. I come from a family who has accomplished something in a time of segregation, when we was trying to integrate
Right.
and just make better lives for Black people in general.
Right.
So I know the principles, that we stand on within society. We all want to have a better life, but a lot of times we're fighting, but we
Mm.
don't really know what we're fighting up against.
Right.
And a lot of times we get caught up in the pleasures and the material things that we have,
Mm.
but it's way bigger than that.
Mm.
So I'm Nkosi King. I'm Nkosi King. And I want to make my life better and everybody around me life better as well. And it starts in the mind. It's mindset mastery.
Mm.
If you don't understand your mind, you don't know where you're going. If you don't have a vision, you lost.
Like you always say, if you don't know where you're from, you don't know where you're
And
going.
that's getting back to that knowledge of self,
Right.
right?
Right.
If you don't have true understanding of knowledge of self, events, circumstances, and events, circumstances, and positions that you were previously in, that's knowledge of self.
Right.
If you don't know where you come from, you don't know where you're going.
Right.
Because if you have a better understanding of these situations in the past,
Mm.
you know how to pivot, maneuver, and go around these circumstances that come your way now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But what was the second question?
I said, what are 3 words that would define Nkosi?
Discipline,
Mm-hmm.
motivated,
Yeah.
and aspirational. Not
True.
inspirational. I said aspirational.
Aspirational.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's how I define me. And I would love for anyone else out here in the world to take on those same three principles. You know,
Now,
you s-
where
okay.
where would you say, not to cut you off, I think
Oh,
you're
go
about to
ahead.
go
Don't
into.
cut my wisdom, but you good. You got it.
I was gonna say, I was gonna say, where do you think you learned discipline the most? Like, what was an experience in your life, or who was, I guess, a defining or a pivotal, or not even pivotal, who was really like the biggest influence in your life, um, that taught you discipline, or an experience, or a person, a mentor? Who would you say
Well,
is?
it's a sum of things, right?
Hmm.
So for me, you can kind of tell I'm an old soul.
Yeah,
And for me,
you're
my parent,
33, bro.
yeah, I'm really 33 at heart. But for me, my parents had me in their 40s.
Yeah.
My dad used to run a company. Family, mom and dad used to run a company,
Mm.
and most of their employees were in their 40s at the time that I'm a teenager, 40s and 50.
Right.
So I'm getting a lot of wisdom from them. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? And so that allowed me to be ahead of my time in a sense.
Right.
And so to an average 25-year-old, I'm more disciplined by default
Hmm.
because when you're around people that's of age,
Hmm.
they're at a different place in their life and have a different level of discipline.
Right.
Because now in society, what happens is most 25-year-olds just trying shit, just doing shit.
Right.
But I'm more collected because of that.
Right.
And for me, I was a pretty good basketball player, man. I was in high school, I led the state in scoring in Mississippi,
Hmm.
and went off to college, man. And I learned a lot. I learned a lot of principles from the coaches that I had.
Yeah.
And one of the quotes that my coach, my junior college coach, he used to say, "Execution, no excuses."
Right.
And that don't just apply to basketball.
Right.
That applies to every aspect of life.
Mm.
And once you understand that concept, you can be more efficient in your daily tasks.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because we all want to be more efficient, bro,
Exactly.
to ensure that we being more profitable for ourselves.
Hmm.
Not just for ourselves, honestly, but for everyone around us,
For our godly purpose.
for our godly purpose. You know.
Exactly. I like that. I like
Yeah,
that.
man. So
Those some good answers, man. Those some great answers. And shout out to all your folks in Mississippi. I love his family, man. His brothers, his mom.
I love your family too, man.
Yeah, you gonna meet them too. You gonna meet a lot of
I
them.
gotta get
And
to Ethiopia,
we
man.
gonna get you to Ethiopia, man. It won't be long, brother. You just gonna get lost out there. I just know once I take Coach to Ethiopia,
Yeah.
that brother's never gonna come back. And that's a good
Why?
thing.
Why I wouldn't want to come back, bro?
I mean, the culture, bro. The culture, the people, food is organic. The uh, uh, the environment is beautiful, man. And when you get to reconnect with your roots, it's different. And most importantly, you probably, I mean, you might end up getting married, brother. You know.
I'm so definitely trying to get married soon.
Shout out
I
to all
mean,
the Ethiopian
shout out
queens.
to the Ethiopians. Listen, a young king trying to have 10 kids. So I'm just gonna put that out there into the
Oh
universe.
man,
So be weary.
be wary, man. Most definitely, this young soul, old soul man right here he's a gunner, man.
you
But yeah,
know.
that's good stuff, man. That's good stuff.
And tell me a little bit about your story, man. Well, tell the crowd a little bit about your story. I know quite a bit,
Yeah,
but it's still something that I'm not enlightened on. Of course,
yeah.
it's a continuous journey
To
to
get to know each other,
continue
yeah,
learn you,
yeah,
But I know you from Ethiopia, man, and that's a beautiful story, man. That's kind of what inspires me the most about you, man.
yeah.
To know that you came from a totally different country and trying to pursue greater things in your life.
Right, right.
So tell us a little bit about that, man. And
Well, my story, man. Moved to the states, moved to America at the age of 17. Uh, I went to high school in Ethiopia. I left at 11th grade. Grew up pretty much, in Ethiopia in Addis Ababa for all of my 17 years.
you said how you say that word
Addis
again?
Ababa,
Okay,
that's the
capital.
capital city in
Okay.
Ethiopia. And at the age of 17, a lot happened in my family at the time. And that kind of just was the situation, the catalyst for me to move to America. And at the time, my parents, they still back home, they still in Ethiopia. My dad gave me a few $100s. I was coming out here to be with some family for a little bit, and pretty much, gave me a hug, kissed me on my forehead, and he said, "Son, I believe in you. You know, you were made for this, and go make something of yourself. And don't worry about me. Don't worry about your mom. We'll be okay. Just go make sure you go out there and create the dream life that you've always wanted. And I will always be here to support you. And so I got on that plane, man. It was pretty it was surreal, man. I can remember till this day when I got on that plane at 17, just by myself. It was my first time flying by myself on an international. You know, we had to catch like what's it called, connecting flight and all that. So I'm just in the flight. You know, people are like, "Where are your parents?" I'm like, by the way, I was smaller, bro. I was like short, skinny. If you
Yeah.
see me when I first came, I was like skinny, short. You would not think that I would. Like I grew since I came to America.
Simba grew, man.
Yeah, Simba grew, man. So when I came, I was like, people were like, "Your parents?" I was like, "No, they back home." So it was my first time, bro. Made it to America. Long story short, um, shout out to my family, my cousins, my aunties, people that obviously hosted me in the beginning when I got here, and then from then on, I've been on a journey, brother. I done met a lot of friends, a lot of people that have really influenced me, and also helped me along the journey. You know, times were not always easy, of course. There were really some tough times when, I didn't have the finances, I didn't have the means. Um, to learn to grow was the journey. Um, Definitely some ups and downs, but it's what made me who I am today, right? So to answer your question, man, my story, I'm just an immigrant, Ethiopian, um, you know, guy that came from the motherland, like most of us who are immigrants in America. First generation, I would say, because I'm the only child to my family. You know, you have seven, eight brothers. What would you say? You're a
Family of seven, bro.
family of
We
seven.
deep, bro. We like the mafia.
You're like the mafia. On my end, brother, I'm an only child to my parents, but I have a lot of cousins. I have hundreds of cousins, honestly. And so I think there's definitely given that I'm the only child, there's definitely, I guess, I carry a lot of pressure on my shoulders in a sense, because I do know that uh,
Pressure make diamonds, bro.
pressure makes diamonds, man. Exactly. So I've been out here, man, just getting to it. I lived in Los Angeles for 13 years. Moved to Maryland for another about a year or so, and then now I've been in Georgia for like 3 years. Um, Along my journey, I've worked in various industries. Early on, music was my passion, and so I was pursuing music for years. A lot of people know me for that, from LA and stuff. And but along the journey, things have changed. I've evolved, and God has taken me through different seasons and chapters. But like I said, I'm a long-winded man. When you ask me a question, man,
Oh man,
I
oh man, listen, man. It's a beautiful story, man.
yeah,
I'm
man.
intrigued, bro.
You intrigued, brother?
You know,
It's been good, brother. It's been good, man. And everything that happened in my life, everybody I done met, it's all for a purpose. So today, um, when I think about everything that I've been through, everything that I've done in the last 15 years of my life, and previously living in Ethiopia, and now that I'm sitting down here on this couch with my brother, one thing you could learn about life is that you necessarily don't know exactly where life may take you. You know, that's why the journey is more important than the destination, right? Because a lot of times we're so fixated on a destination, and we could get so disappointed when life doesn't go the way we expected it to go.
mhm.
Life's gonna throw you curveballs.
Well, I mean, I just like the idea of knowing that don't nothing in life happen to you; it happened for
It
you.
happens for you.
And then once you're able to appreciate that journey along the way, it makes getting to that destination a lot
Right.
easier.
Most definitely.
You know.
And the destination, honestly, has changed for me throughout time.
Mm.
You know, throughout time, as I've outgrown and I've became wiser, um, my desired destination has changed. Like you said, I no longer really aspire to like just I guess I'm not driven by materialistic things like I used to be when I was younger. I'm more driven by purpose.
Mhm.
And you say you're aspirational. Well, that's a good thing because I aspire to inspire.
You inspired to aspire.
I aspire to inspire, and I inspire to aspire. I guess you could
That's
flip
beautiful.
flop it, but
Yeah.
like in a sense, that's
Okay.
some of the
I
things that
like that.
we relate on. Is
Yeah.
that my life has become more of understanding that my journey, my story, man, your story, our
Mm-hmm.
story, what we're doing here with this show, essentially is to aspire to inspire others, and our stories, man, is our testimonies, and so the level up is a journey, and it's gotten us to this couch today where we get to sit down and talk about it, and we have yet to accomplish a lot more, but I'm excited for everything that's to come, and I'm thankful for everything that's happened so far. But what I want to tell you guys is, man, in life, don't be so worried about where you're going. Of course, always have a vision. To
And
have
keep
a
God
vision is
first.
important. Yeah, keep God first. Have a vision for your life, but don't be fixated on the how, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
the how, if God gave you the how, bro, you wouldn't need God. God
That's
gives
facts.
you the what, He gives you the vision, but the how is the journey, and that's the part where it gets exciting, and you have to figure it out day by day. Uh, Not all your plans are gonna go the way you expect them to, but focus on building character, man.
For
That was a
sure.
long that was a long
For
answer.
sure. And my advice to anyone that's listening, of course, I go back to having a vision.
Hmm.
The most creative thing that we have in this walk of life is our mind.
Right,
What I've realized about life, man, literally everything I thought of up until this point got me to this point.
right.
I'm talking about places, finances, all of my thoughts led me to this current place to where I'm at right now. Good
Hmm.
or bad.
Right,
So it's up to us to enhance upon that.
right,
You know, a godlike attribute is literally using your imagination and being able to turn that into reality.
right,
Because clearly that's what we did today.
right.
Before we got here today, we said, well, before I got here today,
Hmm.
like, hey man, I'm going over here to kick it with Mikhail.
Right,
We finna shoot us a podcast,
right.
and guess what we doing?
We showing the
We
podcast.
shooting us a podcast, and it's just like anything else in life, bro. That's literally what it is. We human beings. We not human tryings. We not human wants. We not none of that. We are human beings. So whatever it is that you want to be today, be that today. And
I
that's where
like
we
that.
get that word become. Become. Be
Mm,
that today and the rest gonna come.
I like that. I like that.
So
Prophetic,
yeah, bro.
prophetic, man.
Yeah, bro.
Um,
We live in a word world, bro.
we live in a world, man. Now, another thing about Kosi, man, he's very competitive. Um,
Think so, bro.
Man,
I'm an
very,
athlete, bro. I'm a former athlete.
yeah, I know. Try to kill me on the treadmill.
Man, I
Uh,
had this man throwing up in the gym,
First of all,
man.
we're not gonna talk
Yeah, we're
about
gonna talk about that, man. We're
that.
gonna talk about that. The man threw up in the gym, man. He was on the treadmills for like 3 minutes.
Uh-huh. I did, most definitely. Look,
We're gonna get you right though, bro. We
look,
train for life.
that was a while ago. That was a while ago when I was breaking through the winds of doing cardio again. But no, he is an athlete. He's a great athlete, great basketball player. And
Tell
excuse
him,
me.
tell him about that illegal move that you did on me.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna tell y'all something. Okay, so this is when we first actually started working together. We had a company basketball game. At the company basketball game,
I
uh,
crossed him over, made him fall. He didn't like it.
that's not what happened. No, you did not cross me. I did not fall, bro. You did something else. You did something janky. I remember. No, you know what? I know exactly what it was. This was a while back, but we was outside one day. This how Kosi could be funny. It's my little brother too, man. This how he could be funny. We were outside. This was a late night one day. We at the bar. Experience. Shout out to Techie. And we had experience. It's one of those nights. We had a long week. It was a Friday. I'm out with him. We by the bar, and I happened to be talking to a lady, by the bar, having a conversation. Cozy goes to the bathroom. He comes back from the bathroom. For whatever reason, he decides to give me a football shoulder shrug. takes takes 5 steps strong towards me. I'm not even paying attention. Gives me the strongest hit on my shoulders. I stumble 3 steps backwards. It's embarrassing, man. I stumbled down, almost fell, and I'm looking at him like, "What are you doing, bro? Why would you do that?" So low
You
key,
you wasn't being aware, bro. That's what it was, bro. I had to keep you on point, man.
come on,
Cause
man.
it could have been somebody else. If luckily it was me.
It was yeah. Luckily, it was you, because if it was anybody else, man, it would have been a problem.
Luckily,
So at that point, I'm like, all right. In my head, I'm like, I'm gonna get you for that. I'm gonna get you for that. So one day we playing ball. It was company basketball,
Man was
and
trying to kill me, man.
so I hit him. It was a illegal.
It
It
was
was
a
an
legal
illegal.
screen,
It
man.
was an illegal screen.
I wasn't even looking at him at all. Didn't even have the basketball. I'm like, bro, do you think you playing football, bro? Like I literally wanted to fight you that day, bro.
Hey, I mean, hey, look,
And then gonna look on there and start laughing, bro. Like, bro,
hey,
get up off the
hey,
court,
he
bro.
didn't know what he asked for when he did what he did. He thought I was sweet, man. It don't go like that, brother. Don't go like that. I had to catch him when it was unexpected because he caught me when it was unexpected. But we're
That's
both
crazy.
competitive, man, and of course, we've had times when we just play around. We've even had times where we got heated and got into it, but that's what brothers do. We figure it out. We go right back
Mhm.
into it, apologize to each other because we both can be hot headed sometimes. But regardless, like
We understand that
we
too.
understand that too, and that's what brotherhood is about. I think that's part of leveling up in life. You
Yeah,
know,
bro.
part of leveling up in life is that you can't do this life alone, right? Whether you're running a business, whether you're running a company, whether you're raising a family, bro, you can't do life alone. And
Hmm.
when you're doing business and you're everything in life that you do, you're gonna actually butt heads at times with your friends, with your brothers, your business partners, and it's about how you resolve your issues. You
I
know?
mean, we know that network equals net worth,
Right.
but within that network, it involves emotions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So emotions are going to be there,
Right.
but it's about how you pivot around those. And that's why I
Mm-hmm.
say you still, this person, individual, me, you, or anybody else that we are dealing with, you have to know yourself.
Exactly.
Because once you presented with a situation where someone is being emotional and not logical,
Right.
no one benefits.
Exactly.
You
No
feel
one
what I'm saying?
benefits from that.
But
Exactly.
at the same time, we do everything from a state of love,
Right.
you know.
Exactly, man. What was your question about
But I do got a question though, bro.
it? I got
You know,
lost.
I do.
Yeah.
I want you to talk about XTO fashion, man.
Yes. Yes.
Me and him had went on this phase where he was on his pilgrimage, and he came back with XTO
Yes.
fashion, man.
He
He
went on
went on
his
a pilgrimage.
pilgrimage.
You know what I'm saying? Like he went on a pilgrimage, and he
Right.
came back. He said, "Man, I'm XTO fashion."
Right.
I
Right.
said, "I like it."
I love it, man.
So tell us what inspired that, man. And
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like you said, I did go through a quick little pilgrimage, uh, a quick little sobering up and like a season of like just fasting, man, fasting from everything. And I took about a month and a half, 2 month break from everything. Just going out,
working on.
nah, not working out.
No, I said work and all.
Oh, working on, yeah, exactly. I would say, I was in the beginning slacking on working out too, but I had to get back into it. But yeah, so I took a little time off to just really like get centered and figure out what direction I want to go into next. And man, XDO came from a place of, uh, you know, I was just actually in my house and really thinking about a lot of things in my life one time, and something that I do want to really really do is help people think positively. You know, what has gotten me through some of the most difficult times in my life, man. And I have faced a few difficult times in my life. I've been homeless before. I've lived in my car. I've been broke multiple times. This is part of leveling up, and we gonna keep it real. I've been broke multiple times. I've gotten my heart broken. You gonna love a woman one day, and sometimes it wrecks you when you get. Even men get their heart broken. Been away from my family for years, things like that. So some of the things that I realized that really have kept me going is, of course, faith, hope, and love. But uh, more importantly, everything ties it all back to optimism, right? And I was like, man, one thing that's really been a catalyst in my life is the fact that I'm an optimistic person, regardless of what I go through, what I experience. What has always been helpful is the fact that I always find the good in every situation, right? I always find the sermon in every situation. And I realized, man, the only way to make it in life is to become extremely optimistic to the point where you don't allow no negative thoughts, negative circumstances, negative environments to affect and define who you are. And so from that point, I realized I wanted to become the brand for that. I wanted to pretty much embody that idea and represent that idea um, in for a spiritual, physical manner. But at the same time, I wanted to create something that people can have in their life that can remind them to stay consistently optimistic. And that's how XDO came about. XDO stands for extremely optimistic. Fashion, of course, we understand fashion is not just about clothing, right? Fashion is about how you carry yourself as well. That's your fashion.
Mhm.
In what manner and fashion do you show up every day? From your attitude, your mindset, your interactions with people, your energy. And that's where, even though clothing is connected to fashion, I put fashion there for people to understand that, you know, becoming extremely optimistic is in a sense something that you could wear, not just in a physical manner, but something that you can wear on yourself physically, spiritually, mentally, and that's your energy. And so that's where it comes from, man. And I want to share that with the world. That's what XTO represents.
XTO fashion.
XTO
And
fashion.
obviously, you can tell we're on the same frequency,
Right.
because I'm a pretty optimistic and positive person as well.
Most definitely.
I mean, you can't add a negative to a negative and then expect a positive.
No, you can't. No, you
feel what I'm
can't.
saying? And so for me, that's what New King came about.
Right.
It means a couple of things. For me, in you, that's my first name and middle name.
Right.
Nkosi, you, me.
Right.
And then coincidentally, well, not coincidentally, because everything was purposeful.
Right.
I was born a king for a reason.
Right. Right.
So in you, Nkosi, middle name, you, me.
Mm.
And so that's what the NU came from.
Right.
And of course, the crown, New
Right.
King.
New King.
And if you look up my name, the name means I will rule.
Mm.
And it doesn't just mean for me; it's for anyone.
Right.
So for anyone who wears my brand or decide to wear my brand, they're the new king. You know what I'm saying? And king is one of the highest level you can hold yourself up right next to God.
Most definitely.
And why wouldn't you want to live on that type of time?
Exactly.
And
that's one thing that stood out about you even when I first met you.
Yeah.
Was your name. I said, what? What's your name? I said, Nkosi. He always likes to say it this way, sir. I'm Nkosi. Nkosi King.
Smooth dude, Michael Jackson shoes,
I like that. Has a ring to it, Has a ring to it. Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir. Man.
But yeah, man, and also I know a lot of people is wondering about what the suns represent.
Mm-hmm.
But the sun represents positivity,
right?
Power, light.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you right now, the light is what gives us energy when we walk outside.
Exactly.
It's a reason why we operate when the sun is out and we're asleep when the sun is down.
Mm.
And so each and every one of us should aspire to be a light in darkness.
Yes, sir.
So that's what the new king represents. The sun represents. It represents power.
Mm.
So why wouldn't you want to walk around with power?
I love that.
You want to hold yourself to the highest standard every day that you wake up.
Right.
And that's what that represents, man.
I love that, brother. I love that, man.
And so I'm inspired when I wear it. I feel different when I wear it.
Yeah.
New King.
I was wearing, I'll be wearing this stuff too, man.
You wore it and you felt different.
I felt good, guys. I felt good. I felt the vibranium in my system. Nah, seriously though.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man.
I love what your brand stands for. I love that our brands can coincide, and
it's that frequency, man.
It's that frequency, man. And so, I'm excited to see where New King goes, and definitely excited for both of us.
Yeah. XTO gonna go up because you hanging with New King.
Hey, we hanging out together. The energy is right, the vision is right, and more importantly, our message is from a good place, and it's from a higher place. It's purposeful, and so I do believe that when you operate from a place of purpose, when you operate from a place of godly intent and wanting to do something great in the world, man, that will eventually or essentially make an impact, right?
Absolutely.
So we're here to make an impact. Yeah, man, it's been good talking to you, brother. I know we could talk for days, man.
We can talk for days, and probably gonna talk some more once this we start recording.
once we start recording,
we're gonna have a shit ton of stuff to say.
Right, we gonna talk some more. Now, I do want to ask you, man, in finishing it, and we're gonna wrap this up shortly, but where do you see the show going? And how do you want to, I guess, or what do you want to say to our audience, man, in a sense for them to continue to level up and tune in with us, man?
Well, to answer your first question, I see this show just what its name says,
Right,
leveling up.
right,
And anybody who's tuned in, I expect you guys to hold us accountable to leveling up, because you guys are literally going to level up with us, because we're only going to give you valuable and positive information. And we're going to continue to gain information and knowledge, and spread that wisdom amongst you guys.
right.
Um, and what was the second question?
Second question is, I mean, you pretty much told them what needs to happen.